эти люди?
Hi everyone, this is Who Are They Show, and here I'm talking to people you don't know about things you know. Owning a luxurious house with a swimming pool in Miami might be the dream of many of us, right? But what about traveling to the house of your dream wearing VR glasses? Sounds even more exciting. JB, a founder and managing partner of a major real estate agency based in Shanghai and selling fancier apartments all over the world through VR glasses. Hi, hello.
Hi, Yulia.
Yes, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Chinese buyers are the largest group spending on buying apartments, properties overseas. What's the motivation? Does it mean like Chinese just have deep pockets and willing to spend? Because sometimes they don't even have intention to live in these houses.
Yeah, no, for sure. They spend every year, for the past 10 years, they spend over $100 billion on overseas properties.
Right.
So they're by far the largest buyer of overseas properties in the world. They're number one on the American market also for almost 7 years in a row. Mm-hmm. They buy more homes in America than Canadians or Mexicans.
And why they buy? What's the motivation for them?
I mean, there's plenty of reasons. First reason, in China, they never owned the land. So
that was one of my questions.
Sure. So one of the motivations is to own some land. So that's one. Then there's a lot of buyers who are looking to buy homes overseas for education purposes. I mean, they send their kids overseas for education, so they like to own a property where the kid will go to school. It makes a lot of sense. Different scenarios. Some will buy just one property and then will have their kid share that property with some roommates, also from China, for safety reasons. They like their kids to live together, feel more comfortable. Also, sometimes they also add a second property because it helps generate some income during the school years, and then after like 4 to 8 years of school overseas, they resell that property or those properties, and they make profit in most markets.
Right.
That helps pay for tuition for years and years. So that's for education purpose.
Yes, I've read the China Rich List. This is the magazine, and they posted wealth report and said that 1/3 of Chinese millionaires they have assets overseas, and almost like 90% of them they send kids abroad for education, and that's one of the reasons why they buy properties abroad. So education of their kids, and also like reselling this property in the future. And also, could that be because of policy in China, like just like an investment?
Of course, as everyone knows, it's very difficult for everyone living in China, not just Chinese citizens, but everyone living in China, to send money outside of China to convert in other currencies. So, as you said, there are millions of people who live in China and have income generated overseas. Like people who are in the trade business, who do any kind of commerce or business activities with other countries, they get income overseas. So that income, they will never bring it back to China. It's so difficult to get your money out. Why would you bring it back? A property is historically a preferred investment opportunity for mainland China people.
Yes, and you've mentioned that in China, people, when buying the property, they get the right to use the land, but they don't own lands in country. So for how many years? I've heard it's 70 years for residential.
Yeah, that rule is quite popular. I mean, popular. It exists not only in China, in some other countries in Southeast Asia, like Philippines, Vietnam, and other countries. But yes, in China, it's 70 years lease on the land, and then no one really knows what's going to happen after 70 years, because obviously that rule doesn't have 70 years of existence.
But that doesn't mean that parents cannot descend their properties to kids.
I mean, they own the construction part of it, So technically they can right now. Obviously, if something happens to their life right now, it goes to their kids and all that. So, but the question is what's going to happen in 70 years after the building was built. Everybody says that the lease will be renewed, property is safe. So far, that's the say we hear. But
so if they renew the lease every 70 years, so what's the point then to give the right to use the land but not to own the land?
I guess it's a control question, you know. I mean,
so
everything in China is new. It's a very new country. The development of the country has been so fast. The government is right to keep some safeties on the property market. I guess it's a very smart decision to first put some boundaries, and then after a first round, maybe they'll convert it to a more European or American system where you own the land.
Right.
We'll see how that goes. I don't know.
Speaking about the Chinese real estate market, I neither have a rich Chinese husband nor plan to stay in China forever. But is it possible for a foreigner to buy an apartment in China, in Shanghai?
Sure.
And if so, how much does it cost? I know Shanghai is one of the most expensive real estate markets in the world, like China, Shanghai. Yeah,
Shanghai and like Pudong areas and some of the fancy areas on the Bund. Prices have reached New York prices easily. Some buildings are even more expensive. So the prices are really, really high in the best areas of Shanghai, obviously.
How much is per square meter?
I would say, just to give an idea, one of my good friends just bought a one-bedroom apartment in the former French concession area, small, 40 square meter, and she paid $1.2 million for it.
We will calculate here the cost of 1 square meter. How a foreigner can buy an apartment?
So there's a lot of regulations in China for foreigners buying properties. And it varies from each city, so from cities to cities. So in Shanghai, it's highly controlled. You cannot buy as a foreigner. I'll go with the basics, but as a foreigner, you can't buy an apartment if you don't have at least 1 year working visa in China. It has to be a certain category of visa. You need to pay a certain level of taxes.
Oh, so it makes me technically able to buy an apartment. Okay, go on.
Yeah, I mean, and even with those conditions, let's say you have more than 1 year, you have a certain type of work visa that is quite strong, you pay a lot of taxes in China. It only allows you to buy for yourself in Shanghai. You cannot buy for investment. You will have to use it for yourself. And a lot of foreigners obviously go around that rule because they marry a local citizen. I believe right now, as a family, you can only own 2 properties in Shanghai.
Oh, I thought 1.
2, and you can get a third one if you are not married, which created a very funny, I'm not sure that's funny, but curious movement a few years ago. I heard from some of my local friends that at some point when they created that rule that if you're married, you're only limited to 2, but if you're separate, if you're like 2 separate entities, like if you're single, I'm not sure why, but it's 3 instead of 2. So at that year, there was a rush in fake divorces in Shanghai area, and a lot of people went to buy because prices were going up so fast. It was really worth getting divorced. Buy a third one. The programs are extended now. Some new regulations allow foreigners to buy in China investment properties, but you have to go in certain economic zones. For example, we're getting some projects in Putian city in the Fujian province. And that city, the government is investing trillions of yuan in infrastructure development, and they are trying to open the market to foreigners. So foreigner can buy properties in those cities, in that city, as an investment. So it's quite interesting. And
so for foreigners, it's the same rule. Like they don't buy, they like get the right to use.
Yeah, they buy the real estate itself, but not the land. Yes.
Okay, how to pronounce Cyprus?
Cyprus.
Okay, and I heard that a few years ago in Cyprus was pretty popular among Chinese investors, like investing a few millions euro into property. They could get a citizenship for them, for their families. So the question is, which countries give the citizenship, not the residential permit or some other kinds of visas, like a citizenship to foreigners buying properties there.
Okay. Immigration by property, we call
Yes.
that immigration by property. It's very popular all over the world. It's not only used by Chinese citizens, it's used by a lot of other people in India, in Vietnam, Southeast Asia. So a lot of countries over the past 10 years have been implementing immigration by property. It can be what we call a golden passport or a golden visa. So depending on the amount you invest, you can get a permanent residency or a real passport. So there are many countries who do that. Obviously Cyprus was very famous over the past 5 years. They implemented and organized, they were the first country to really organize a system, and they were technically targeting China as much as India.
What's the number?
In Cyprus is around 2.2 million euro. To get but that passport is extremely valuable. It's a European passport.
Yes, so like no restrictions, traveling in European Union.
Yeah, they say that there are a lot of controls to get that passport when you invest and all that, but at the end of the day, people always take advantage of different programs.
The difference between a residence permit and a citizenship, that if you invest less money, obviously, you get the residence permit, and then after some time, if like no breaking rules, everything is fine, you can apply for a citizenship or not.
It depends on the country, and also most interested customers don't want to move. So they get the residency for different reasons. Let's say if it's a Chinese mainland China residence, let's say if you get a residency, he usually uses that residency first to access international schools in Shanghai, because it's so difficult to get in right now. If you're local, you can't. So if you want to get into any international school in Shanghai, you need a different passport or a permanent residency in another country. So they trick the system this way.
Wow.
If you spend, for example, $250,000 in Turkey,
yes,
that will get you an apartment in Istanbul or another city of your choice. You can pick up the program you like. It will give you very quickly a passport, a Turkish passport.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I also read about, but they give you like a residence permit per 1 year with this amount of money, and they can renew it for 5 years, and then if no crimes, no remarks, you get the passport.
Not for Turkey. Turkey is immediate passport.
Really?
3 months. Yeah.
And what benefits about travel in Turkey passport like gives you?
I mean, Turkey passport will give you obviously easier. It will be easier to get some visas, because I'm not sure if you know, but for mainland China people, it's very difficult to get some kinds of visa.
American, Australian.
So either even tourist visa. Most of my staff here, they wanted to visit us in America over the past few years. Some of them had to apply like 5 to 7 times to come to America just for a simple tourist visa. So if you're on a Turkish passport, it's much easier.
And also Malta?
Malta is very advanced on the immigration by property, especially passport. It's also a European passport. It's cheaper than Cyprus. It's
1 million.
1 million euro. Yeah. But that money is not pure. You don't get all your money back. That's the difference with Cyprus. It's mostly charity and
funds.
Yes.
And also, I found one little country in the Caribbean. It's Grenada.
Grenada, yeah.
You can invest also like 220,000, something like this, dollars for the property, and 5 years you get your passport, citizenship. So, and after that you can sell your property back.
Yes.
Like everywhere you can sell it back.
Yes, you can sell it back. I mean, there are very heavy regulations all over. And for example, this week Turkey announced changes to that resale law. For example, in Turkey, you cannot buy the property from a Chinese person or a Chinese entity. So, for example, if you're Chinese and you own the property in Turkey, you can't resell it to another Chinese person. You will have to resell it to a local person.
I understand.
It's not about you. It's about whoever is going to buy it.
Yes. So here in Amasia, you have a virtual reality station just behind our backs, and here buyers can wear VR glasses and like travel to any corner of the world to view the property, like if they were there. For me, sounds like a total magic. I've never tried this and never like even heard about this.
We'll try it in a minute.
Yes.
Yes.
So what is that? How it works?
So we use two different types of equipment in our showroom. One will allow us to take the customer in every part of the world with Google Earth VR, and so he can experience the surroundings of the project, the lifestyle. We can really, it's very impressive. We can really take the customer on the street, look at the architecture, the surroundings, how many shops, if it's green or not. Like the customer can get a real feeling of the environment of the project he's interested in. And then the second type of equipment will allow us to really immerse the customer into the property. So we use some 3D videos from most of our developers, and the customer will walk inside the apartment or the house. It's very impressive and very cool.
But it's just a squeeze me.
Wow!
So if I wear the glasses, what can I do there? I can like go to different rooms. Can I see the view from the window?
Some projects, yes. It really depends what the content we receive. What is the content we receive from the developer? So it's very easy. You just wherever you look at, you can move closer or move further.
Understand. Okay.
And from that, another feature, you can look all around you. That's very easy. But then, if you don't want to move your feet all the time to look somewhere, you can stay wherever you are. Don't move. You click this one, I'll show you again. You click this one, you move the hand, it will make the view rotate for you.
Okay,
you don't have to yourself go around like that.
So this is your VR glasses.
Prepare around it, we practice, and so they can get a better feeling of the environment.
All right. We changed where we are?
Oh, we are on Google Street View, yeah. That's the system. I didn't know how to do it from...
This is Shanghai.
So no, this is on the floor where you were in New York City.
Really looks like
and now you can walk. I can walk you on the street.
But well, if I take it off, so what's happened to the screen? Will it be dark?
No, it will stay on what you see right now.
Okay, so I will save the best view for you.
Yeah, well, let's try to keep it. It will move a little bit, but that should be fine.
Why not many real estates have this kind of like toy? Is it usually they have like 3D tours or exterior interior images? Is it because it's very expensive?
No, it's not that expensive. The reason, I think, the main reason is that in most parts of the world, the relationship between the customer and the real estate agent is very straightforward. The customer makes some research on internet first, and then when he's focusing on some properties, he will talk to an agent, and they will go see the property directly. Yeah. So most customers will never visit the office of the agent. I've been an agent in Europe and America for years. Our customers never come to our office. So even though the system exists and we could have that kind of showroom in every real estate office in the world, it doesn't matter. Most customers don't visit the agent's office, except here with us.
Does it has it changed because of the pandemic too?
Obviously, it's pushing people to use this kind of system more. But for us, it was already on our plan before the pandemic. Our customers like to buy overseas, so obviously. Most of them want to travel and see, but not always. So if we can give them an experience from here, they're happy. They're happy with it. Yeah.
Like obviously, this is a very good marketing tool to boost like property sales. But does it also work for reputation, like to make the agency more reliable?
I mean, especially in China, reputation is everything. People want to see that you are legit, that you are established, you've been here for a long time, you use the right tools, the right staff, the right projects. So it's one component of our success for sure. Yeah.
How much is to buy an apartment in Miami, very small one, for myself? You tell me, and I'm starting saving money from today.
Prepare your checkbook, okay?
Okay. How much? Like, normally, like the small one,
Yeah, yeah.
but with a swimming pool and with a very famous neighborhood.
No, for sure. In Miami, let's go city center. We have some projects. A one-bedroom apartment will not be that crazy expensive. You can find in some projects 300, 400,000 US dollars, even cheaper than that. It really depends if it's brand new or if it's 5 years old, 10 years old. But you can be in the city center. All the buildings will have a nice swimming pool. Don't worry about that. In Miami, that's the trend. So no,
What benefits do I get with the property, like a residential permit? No.
In America, no, you don't get any immigration,
No
no benefit of travel, but obviously you get to enjoy the building amenities. In America, there are a lot.
If I have no visa, can I buy the property and
Yeah,
that will
absolutely.
automatically gives me an access to the country?
Absolutely not.
No?
You can absolutely buy the property
But that will
from
not.
here, but it doesn't, in America, will never give you any kind of better access. No, those are really separate in America because.
So it means if I have no visa, if I buy the property, property belongs to me, but I cannot enter. If I don't have visa, I cannot enter the country.
Exactly, like it's two separate matters. So America doesn't want to create laws that will allow people from all over the world to just buy property and access the country. It's
Any country can do like this?
I mean, obviously, the European countries are doing this right now. They're just saying, buy some properties in our country and we'll let you in. We'll let you come here, enjoy our lifestyle and our economy and all that. They want the money.
All right. So I will thank you for the interview, and then we will talk behind the camera about the list of the countries where we can invest our money to get the citizenship.
Sure, no problem.
Thank you very much for today's
more-
conversation. It was a pleasure.
Oh, you're very welcome. My pleasure.
Кто эти люди?